In this video, I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about fantasy football. Yeah, that's right. Even though I've never played fantasy football before, I think I have something to teach you in fantasy football today, because I literally know nothing about fantasy football, and I'm going to give you guys some interesting facts and stuff that you guys should be looking out for, rounds that players should be drafted. Just a disclaimer, if I mess anything up, just understand I've never done fantasy football before, so I really don't know what I'm talking about, but I feel like I know what I'm talking about, because it really looks like I know what I'm talking about when I talk louder. So that's what we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna hit you guys with some straight fire right here. So here's what we're gonna do. For this season, we're going to start a fantasy league, so if you guys want to join in, you definitely should. I also did research, and this is what I found, that the last 2 weeks of August is actually the best time to hold the fantasy draft. So that's when we'll be holding our fantasy draft. So you guys have to let me know, though, in the comments below, like, what site to use, because I'm pretty sure DraftKings is a thing. I don't know if that's fantasy football or not. We'll figure it out. But by that time, we'll have everything good to go, and you guys just have to join in. Because that is coming up, and we're only a month away and the season is coming up, I have to teach you guys a little bit about fantasy football. That way you know which players to go for. So the first player that you should definitely be going for is Kerryon Johnson. Kerryon Johnson having a huge season last year. If he didn't get injured, he probably would have had over 1,000 yards rushing. Kerryon Johnson, you can expect some crazy numbers. With a new running offense for the Detroit Lions, that Kerryon Johnson be a very solid draft pick. Now, also keep in mind that Kerryon Johnson won't have some of the crazy numbers because we will keep multiple running backs in the mix. The next thing that you have to remember is that if you're going to draft a defense, because I'm pretty sure you guys have to draft like a whole defense, you don't just draft players. But when you draft defense, draft Detroit Lions. After a terrible season trying to get takeaways last year, expect a huge bounce back season. Matt Patricia is ready to go. This is the year, man. This is really make or break in a lot of people's eyes. Maybe even for Matt Patricia. Expect the Detroit Lions defense to take it up a level, have one of the top defenses in the league. Definitely draft the Detroit Lions defense, if that's possible. If that's not possible, don't do it, because it doesn't really make any sense. The next thing that you should be looking out for is Kenny Golladay. Coming off a 1,000-yard receiving year, expect him to be a very, very high draft pick, and take Kenny Golladay if you can, okay? Take the opportunity if it's there, because if there's one guy that Matthew Stafford's going to rely on this season, it is Kenny Golladay. Next up, I would wait on the guy named Matthew Stafford, okay? Matthew Stafford isn't going to put up any kind of crazy numbers this season, okay? Don't expect anything crazy out of Matthew Stafford. Yes, he's a great quarterback. Yes, we're going to have a really good season record-wise, but don't expect a lot of high stats, because this is going to be a team that focuses on the run. They play time of possession. It's not going to be a 5,000-yard passing season. So this is not 2011. This is 2019. Don't expect a lot of huge stats out of Matthew Stafford. Next thing is to look for the Detroit Lions rookie tight end, TJ Hockenson. Jump on TJ Hockenson if you have the opportunity. This 8th pick in the draft is going to be a focal point of this offense, being our new tight end, probably the #1 tight end for Matthew Stafford, the security blanket, a guy that can block, which I'm pretty sure blocking really doesn't mean anything for fantasy football, so I guess don't really take that in consideration. But maybe that means you take in consideration Jesse James, because this guy catches a lot of touchdowns. Also, so does Marvin Jones Jr. Marvin Jones Jr. seems to catch a lot of touchdowns, so maybe you could throw him in there. As long as he's healthy, he'd probably be a really good draft pick. Now, we've already named a few players to look out for, and that guy is Matthew Stafford, but also watch out from drafting guys like Danny Amendola, okay? This guy is not going to put up huge stats. I'm assuming he's going to go very late in the draft. I don't know exactly how the draft works. I don't know if everybody gets picked up or how that works. But anyways, I would not go very early to select Danny Amendola. I don't think it would be a great investment. I don't see that working out for you. Also, if Theo Riddick is on the team, you probably don't want to go with your first pick in the fantasy draft and take Theo Riddick. For some weird, strange reason, I don't expect Theo Riddick to have really big numbers. So fantasy-wise, I wouldn't say count on Theo Riddick to help you out. But hey, if you like Theo Riddick, you got to support the man. So maybe that's what you do. And finally, there is one man that you can trust. One guy that you can absolutely rely on when the game is on the line for the Detroit Lions to make the play. Not named Matthew Stafford. You can rely on Matthew Stafford. But this guy is Matt Prater, our kicker. Rely on Matt Prater. If you have an opportunity and you need a kicker and Matt Prater is available, select Matt Prater. I don't know if you can draft kickers and punters and stuff. I'll have to do a little more research on that. So if you can't, just ignore what I'm about to say here. But if you can, definitely go get Matt Prater. Okay, Matt Prater is a great kicker. When you need him most, he shows up. Now, he may be a little inconsistent at times, but it's in the big moments that he rises. He has tons of game winners. So if that means anything in fantasy, which I'm not sure if it does, you should definitely select Matt Prater. And that's the rundown. That's me schooling you guys on fantasy football. So again, just let me know in the comments below what website we should use. I'm thinking about doing the draft around August. If you guys want to join, also let me know. That way I can get kind of a head count. Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, thank you, Brett, for watching, and I'm out.